Hello everyone, in this video I am going to explain about the topic that is vermicomposting. Basically vermicomposting is a process by which the insects such as earthworms are used to make biodegradable waste like vegetable waste into fertilizers that are used in the field for the better crops. Now these vermicomposting topics come from the topic that is the decomposition that we have already explained in the previous lecture. Now the vermicomposting can be explained by a activity. So the activity consists of a wooden box. Basically take a wooden box. Now this wooden box is to be placed whether there is not too much hot or not too much cold temperature. Basically in the room temperature to place down this wooden box. Now after that wooden box we need to put a layer of sand. So the first layer of this wooden box will be filled with the sand. Now after that spread some vegetable waste or also some plant waste or weeds and some garden waste also in this wooden box. Now after that sprinkle some water inside it to basically this water will sprinkle to provide the moisture for the survival of the earthworms. Now add some earthworms inside this. These earthworms make this vegetable waste into soil like material that is used as a fertilizers later on. Before that, we need to add some water that provides moisture for the earthworm to survival. Now cover this wooden box with a cloth. Now after 2-3 days, mix the top layer with the hand also you can mix it, and after 3-4 weeks you will observe the content that is basically vegetable waste is converted into a loose or we can say soil like material. Before that we need to look at some points that we have to aware of some things, that is in this wooden box we should not add plastic bags or broken glass or such like things that will basically in the wooden box the substance should be biodegradable waste that can be mixed into the soil like particle. Basically they will decompose after some times. So plastic bags and broken glass will not decompose as they are not biodegradable waste. Now second things, that do not add oily vegetables or we can say salty vegetables or meat. Basically these items can lead to the growth of disease causing organism. Now third thing, that do not add excess water. We need to sprinkle some water for the moisture, but we do not have to add excess amount of water that will also lead to the death of the earthworms. Fourth point says that keep the waste layer loose so that for the enough so that there is enough air and moisture for the earthworm so that they can survive inside the waste. Now we have to observe after 3 to 4 weeks or maximum 2-3 weeks. So you will observe that vegetable waste is converted into a loose soil like material. So this soil like material is rich in nutrients and left behind by the earthworm. So this process is basically the vermicomposting. Now this material or we can also used as a natural fertilizer after being dried in the sun. Now at last we need to conclude this experiment by that this organic home waste can easily converted into a great natural fertilizer that is helpful for the crops, and the organic matter or the biomass involved in this decomposition also includes or also made by the dead plants or dead animals on large scale. Now if this is also obtained or this can also observed on the large scale field. For that we need to be more attentive for this process. Now at last there is some questions. For that we need to understand that why vegetable waste was added in this box. As we have as we have seen in that wooden box consists of vegetable waste. So why vegetable waste was only added in this box? So the answer is that these earthworms used this waste as a food. Now they grind this food with the help of their body that is structure, and this structure is basically zygote. So zigzag structures make the food material soft or breaks down into smaller part or pieces that is easily get converted into the fertilizers. So this was about the experiment of vermicomposting. So the vermicomposting was basically an example of decomposition, and that comes from the topic decomposer. So decomposer was an organism or is an organism that led nature from waste. So in the next video we will talk about some different topics. Till then, thanks for watching.